All right, the Florida State Seminoles were 13-0 last year. They were 2-10 this year. DJ did not do the job.
You wanted to give it a go, didn't you? And you got scared at the end.
Ugalele.
Uiagalelei.
Him too. Neither one of them were good.
Here's the thing.
One of them was good one game, and one of them was good one half.
I don't care if you call him DJ Smith. He didn't earn having his last name.
And he wasn't the only problem. Let's not try to.
He wasn't even the biggest.
He was the scapegoat.
He wasn't even the biggest problem. He wasn't good.
He wasn't good. Early in the season, there's the quarterback, and then the season kept going, and you're like, wait a second.
I was stunned that they were so inefficient. This could be the savior.
We'll see. 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, got injured.
Boston College.
Came back, got benched, then went in the portal left the team before the season was over. And here's what I'm going to say. I don't know what happened. And I know Bill O'Brien is not a genteel, loving soul when it comes to these things. He's kind of all business. If you go back to
He's very impatient with quarterbacks, I would believe.
He's very impatient with human beings. Just in general.
You've never met him.
I just know, like, you say that, Smokey, but I've read enough about him and seen what he did in Houston.
He's a curmudgeon.
Yeah, he's a curmudgeon. Yeah. I've met DeAndre Hopkins once before. He seemed like a nice guy, and everybody in Houston loved him, and he ran him out of town and traded him for nothing. So, maybe there's a personality conflict. I'm not giving all the – I don't know what happened. But it's not surprising to me to see, year one, guy run out. It happens. He was a Gus Malzahn signee before he went to Boston College. And then he transferred there because he couldn't beat out John Rice Plumlee. Now he's back. He's an outstanding athlete. The 2 best games of his career have come against Florida State. In 2013, he took them down to the wire. In 2023, down to the wire.
Would he beat Jameis?
Yeah, 2023 down to the wire. 2024 absolutely ripped them 7 shades of a new a-hole.
Everybody almost did.
Yeah, but he particularly
I remember that game.
Yeah, he really did it.
He was good.
So, the FSU, but to make him successful, they need to fix what they thought wasn't their problem going in. They doubled down thinking that the lines, offense and defense, would be their strength last year, and they weren't. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he got beat out ultimately at Boston College by a Texas guy in Grayson James from Duncanville, who had transferred into BC from FIU, and that was the tale there at the end. Then he entered the portal, and I think he's a small guy. That can make him like Kyler Murray, hard to grab hold of, but it also, is something you got to be mindful of. That he's not the biggest dude in the world, but he is very quick. He can make plays. Really, I think all that you needed to see if you're Florida State is just watching the game film of him against you. Like, to Paul's point of, I think when a lot of people saw him, they were like, this dude's he's incredible.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, but he's incredible, and you were probably watching the Florida State game. Because if you watched him against Florida State, you're like, wow, this dude's amazing.
Yeah.
And so they got an up-close view, and they saw him at his peak. But I do think that there's a feeling of maybe they reacted too quickly of why didn't we let more quarterbacks enter the portal? Is this really the guy that you're going to hang your career in Tallahassee on if you're Mike Norvell? Mm-hmm. Because he's not a sure thing. He's not even as much of a sure thing as DJU appeared to be maybe – a big thing
the
at the time.
DJU thing experiment was shocking to me that it went so far fast so quickly.
I don't think people were surprised that it didn't go well, but I think
how
quickly it didn't go well.
I thought he was a better had better mobility. But let's talk about this. I thought the guy was fantastic when I did watch him because I remember watching him against FSU. He has a lot of something to him, and he throws the ball well for a tiny guy, even though I say tiny, but a small guy, but. It'll be fun. FSU trying to rebuild their roster, to rebuild the staff and all that stuff, and he now will get a shot at trying to lead the Seminoles into back to reality, back to being relevant. It's hard to say that when they were 13-0 at this time a year ago.
It's an interesting pickup, but it's not one, if you're a Florida State fan, that you're probably hoping for. Is that fair to say? I think you were hoping for a bigger fish. Would that be fair? Especially with Norvell's seat.
It's not over.
No, it's not. They probably will go get another guy at some point in
It's
time.
not over.
But I do think he's an interesting pickup.
The old Barn Cat, go K-State before you go back to what you're talking about, Paul. 1999 Super Chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I will send you Bracket Cat's number. I told him I wanted commission to send the number. Thank you so much. I'll get that to you.
Yeah, and, I just think, it's going to be one of those things if John Mateer jumps in here in a week and then goes, you know what, I didn't really like Ben Arbuckle that much. And you're going to go, oh, well, that's not good. Those are the ones that are going to sting, but he's got 1 year of eligibility. The biggest thing they need to do is develop a quarterback, which they actually did with Jordan Travis, even though he was a transfer. They developed him, but after that, they've got this – they went from being a dynasty in the 90s to being this kind of shoot up, and they get a lottery ticket every now and again. They hit a scratcher, and then they blow all that money and have to hit another scratcher.